Hey, it's Wednesday. Time for another Action Figure Adventures video here on SEO Toy Review. Today, Baby Skeletor and I are taking a look at 3 packs of Masters of the Universe minis. These are some cool little tiny action figures released by Matty Collector a little while ago. They were part of a series where they sold 2 packs of figures, and each pack came with a build-up piece to Castle Grayskull. This is not the complete collection here. This is just, I think, the last 3 packs they released. And then, unfortunately, the line didn't continue. There were more characters they were going to make, like Hordak and Orko and She-Ra and the Horde Trooper, I think. But they just weren't quite popular enough to continue the series. But I never took these guys out of the package and never got a chance to really play around with them. I do have some of the other sets. And I just really wanted to finally get around to digging into these guys. So, let's get them out of the package and take a closer look. Here we have our 3 sets out of the package. We've got Zodac and Beastman with the base to a Grayskull tower. We've got Man-at-Arms and Faker with the drawbridge to Castle Grayskull. And we've got Clawful and King He-Man with the upper portion of a Grayskull tower. So first up here, we've got Zodac and Beastman. Zodac captures the look of his vintage figure pretty nicely. He's got those monster fins on his arms there and the little gray monster feet. He's got his armor and his helmet. He comes with his little blaster there. And then this staff is actually based on the 2000X version of Zodac, Zodac with a K. The one that has the interesting tattoos on his body. But it was cool they included it with him. Now these figures are pretty basic. They have articulation at the head. They have articulation at the waist. And they have articulation at the arms. Their hands are in pretty much a solid grip pose. So something like the blaster just slides in and out. For something like the staff that has a knob at both ends, they actually make them so they come apart. So you can pull them out of the hands. Beastman here is one of my favorite figures from this line. Look at the crazy amount of detail they've sculpted in here. I love those furry forearms. He's got his armor piece there with the spikes. He's got his spiked shoulder pads. The gorilla-like proportions on these guys with the really big arms looks awesome on Beastman. He's got one gripping hand and one open hand. And he comes with 2 different accessories. He has a plastic whip here that looks very similar to his actual vintage accessory. He also comes with a cool flail here, a ball and chain weapon. Nice addition. I don't know. I guess they just want him to have a second accessory. There's no real reason. I don't recall ever seeing him use a weapon like this, but you know, it relates to the whip pretty well. Another awesome figure. Similar articulation. You know, those arms just go up and down. The head can look side to side. And you got the swivel at the waist. Next up, we've got Faker and Man-at-Arms with the drawbridge section of Grayskull. Man-at-Arms looks awesome. I love it. The style of this, I really like the clash of super detailed in the armor with the cartoony style of the rest of his body. He's got that huge armor plate on his arm there. He comes with his mace. I'd say my one complaint here is that these don't match. They didn't necessarily match 100% perfectly with the vintage toy either, but I just feel like it would have been nice. And then he comes with his awesome 2000X inspired arm cannon there, and that just simply plugs on over his fist. But I really do like that look. I feel like most people now kind of identify Man-at-Arms with that arm cannon from that 2000X series. Next up, we've got Faker, who obviously is basically a He-Man with a Skeletor armor on, painted blue and orange. You can see he's got a little spot to sheathe the sword on the back there. He comes with an orange version of the power sword. And he comes with an orange version of the battle axe. It's time to party, so don't be tardy. The third set we have here is King He-Man and Clawful. King He-Man is kind of an interesting choice. He was a character new to the series, developed for the Motu Classics line. This was sort of an extension of that, you know, an offshoot. So I understand why they would include him, but he certainly isn't a core Masters of the Universe character. He's got some really nice armor and details there on his body. He comes with his scepter and the Techno power sword from 2000X. That's probably my favorite reason that he's included with this, is that we did get that Techno power sword in the miniature scale here. He's got this huge cape on the back. And it's kind of funny, it shoots out at a really steep angle, I guess just because of the way his posture is. But it's a little bit odd, and it's a little bit off balance. You know, I tried putting him in the tower here, and he kept... Well, that time he pulled it forward, but usually he was pulling it backwards on me. And then we've got Clawful with his Muppet head eyebrows there. I love Clawful. And I do kind of like that he's got a little bit of the 2000X inspiration going on here with that bigger back shell. I like the battle damage in it and everything. He comes with his club, and that fits right into his clawed hand there. It is interesting they did with that little fin thing at the bottom, which was the way his Masters of the Universe Classics accessory was. And then on this side, he's got his giant pincher. It's not articulated, but it is still fun. And he's got the standard articulation that these guys have, with the arms that move up and down, the twist at the waist, the twist at the head. But look at these details. I mean, like, they even did the fade from the scales to the skin there, just like on the Classics figure. So I really, really like the detail they put into these guys. I would have loved to have seen Mattel release the other Masters of the Universe minis. Scrap the Build a Snake Mountain. You know, the playset thing, it doesn't really matter. Nobody really cares. It drove the price up. Just give us the figures with nice paint apps and the weapons, maybe in one big set this time, save everybody some shipping. If you're buying some, you're probably buying them all. I think these are a lot of fun. I have a feeling the other minis will never see the light of day, but never say never. This has been an Action Figure Adventures video. Do Baby Skeletor a favor, hit that like and subscribe button.